Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl Becky D, live in the morning, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. Y'all, excuse me if I keep hiccuping along this podcast today. I have the hiccups. I've been trying to get rid of them before I got on, but I did not want to delay any further, so I went ahead and hopped on anyway. So hopefully I can get rid of the hiccups while I'm talking. So far, so good. Y'all, I forgot that today was Friday. Being that, like I've mentioned before, I'm going on my spring break. Thursday was my Friday, so it's been kind of a little hectic in my brain, if you will. It's Fun Friday, and like I said, I'm technically on my spring break now, but I'm not sure exactly what I am going to do. But again, I am a positive seeker. I seek positivity. I look for positive in everything, even the negative of the negatives. I am seeking light and truth and positivity, and a whole lot of strength. I'm working to develop a whole lot of strength on top of all of that. So on this Friday, okay, this fun, family, faith-filled Friday, I am choosing to have fun. Even in the circumstance, even in the situation, I am choosing to enjoy me, enjoy life. And you should do the same. Of course, I found a quote that I have fell in love with. I think I'm going to start a quote wall on my in my bedroom. I'm not quite sure if I'm fully committed to it yet, but again, I live around white walls. That's all I have. I put nothing on my walls. I have something up in my bathroom and something up in my dining room, but that is it as far as wall decoration. So I think it's time I get rid of these bare walls and add something to it. But this one is it really resonated with me today. It says, always smile more than you cry, always give more than you take, and always love more than you hate. Now, that right there said a lot, okay? So let's take it line by line. Always smile more than you cry. Y'all, being real, there's a lot that I could cry about with the things I've been through, the things I currently go through. There's a lot that I could just cry and cry for days about. But again, I'm a positivity seeker. I've gained a lot of strength over the years mentally, and I choose to smile. I choose to smile no matter what is going on. Nothing is so bad that you can't find a reason to smile. I worked through that hiccup, y'all. That was really successful just now. Nothing is that bad where you can't be like, I'm going to smile today. I'm going to, really wow them, show them all pearly whites. Even that's how you trick people. And they'll start asking, are you sure you're okay? I mean, we can talk when they know that you should be boohoo crying or just toe up and just stuff like that. That's how you trick them. You'd be like, okay, this girl crazy. And everybody knows it's true for me. But always smile more than you cry. Okay? Always give more than you take. We take a lot, okay? How can we become stronger if all we do is take? There has to be some give, right? There has to be some give. Right now is a prime example of too much take. People are taking a little too much, mostly out of fear and gluttony. And it's causing a little bit of strain in certain areas for certain people. So you have to think about that. Now is not a time to be selfish. Now is not a time to take, but a time to give. It's true when people say that I would give them the shirt off my back. I love it when I hear that about people, because then, I'm going to try it. I'm going to test that gangsta. Ooh, I'm cold. Can I have your shirt? But that's the type of person you should be. You should be willing to help somebody. Does that mean you should hurt yourself in the process? No. Know your limits. Know your limits. That's a whole different discussion right there, of knowing your limits, okay? So, if we know that knowing is not enough, that we must apply, then we know our limits, then we must apply our limits. Don't just say, oh no, I think that's too far when you with your spouse or your significant other, but be like, hey, I'll do anything for you, but I can't really do that for you right now. That's a little too much. You be upfront and honest with it. Don't hide it. Don't beat around the bush. Stand your ground, right? And we need more of that, okay? When we say we have strength in numbers, if everybody in the world right now was doing a lot more smiling and a lot more giving, it would be sunshine and rainbows every single day, even on the days they call for rain. You'd be like, wow, that's beautiful rain. Be a positivity seeker and watch how your mind changes. And then your mind changes and someone else changes, and then it becomes contagious in the right way. And now we have that strength in numbers, and you're like, oh my gosh, has this been here all the time? Very funny story about that. Very funny. So, one of my friends came over to my place, right? And I have a guitar. Mind you, I left my cord. It's an electric guitar. I left my cord for it at my parents' house. And every time I go visit, I forget to grab the cord. And most people are like, why don't you just buy another cord? I don't know. That's a great question. So literally, I have not picked it up or played in months because I don't have the cord, and to me it just doesn't sound the same unless it's electrified. So I am, months goes by. It's probably been a month or so since they've been here. And a few Saturdays, was it a few Saturdays or last Saturday or Saturday, whenever, it was a Saturday, I was doing some cleaning. I want to say it was Saturday before last. And I decided that I was going to iron all my clothes. It's a good workout for arm muscles and burn a lot of calories, believe it or not. So I'm sitting there in the process of putting one of my shirts on a hanger. And I look in the corner where my guitar sits, and I'm like, what is that on my guitar? And, I'm starting to panic a little bit. And I walk over to it, and it's a guitar bracelet. And I was like, and then it dawned on me that my friend was here. And more than likely, because she always says, I'm going to leave something there and you're never going to notice it. Kid you not, y'all, it pays to clean up, okay? It pays to do the laundry, too. You find money. And it's not as exciting when you live by yourself because it's your money that you misplaced. But anyway, so I look and I was like, wait a minute. So I text her and I was like, hey, did you leave this bracelet on my guitar? And she was like, yeah, it took you long enough. I was like, oh my gosh. So, you just see how I'm very attention to detail. Like, that's me. But I don't look at it. I don't use it. I don't frequently look in that area. So it was, not something that I would see on a regular, everyday basis. But she was like, I was starting to get worried because you didn't say anything. Well, then I explained to her, I haven't picked up that axle in years. Not years, but in months. Because I don't have the cord. So then it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. My bad. So, attention to detail, being happy in the moment. I was cleaning. It wasn't like I was upset or anything, but I saw that and it made my day because I like bracelets and it had a guitar on it, and I like guitars. So that was right up my alley. So happy. Thank you, because I know you listen to my podcast. So thank you publicly in front of everybody. You know who you are. I wear it every time I go out, actually. So rock on. But that's what we need. That was a give. She gave that to me. Okay, it wasn't something that I just took away from her. That was something she gave, that she willingly wanted to give. And it genuinely made my day. Think about that. If you would just go and just leave random love notes. Me, when I go to a vending machine and I use $1, a lot of things in vending machines are more than $1 now. But if I have to use something that's going to give me change back, I decided to brighten somebody's day by leaving the change that I should have gotten in the bottom. Change does add up, and trust me, I try to save it as much as possible. I see a penny on the ground, I'm going to pick it up. But I try to leave that hidden jewel for somebody else, because I was like, maybe they were looking for a quarter, and hopefully they reached down there and like, hey, there's a quarter in here. Now, if they're not the ones to get it, oh well, but I left it there to make somebody smile. And that's hopefully what I'm doing. So there's little things you can do. Again, strength in numbers, that makes other people smile. And then we start this contagious waves of smiling. And the world becomes a more happier place. Okay? And I know you're wondering, you're like, man, she has not talked about the last part of this quote. Okay, so we've already talked about smile more than you cry and give more than you take. But what about love more than you hate? And you know why that one's naturally last. Okay, definitely coming up on an important time for a lot of those who are in the Christian faith. We're not gonna get on that. That's a whole different topic. But Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, however you want to word it, Passover, all that stuff, the whole 9 yards, 40 acres and a mule. And a lot of times I think as a body, okay, we do not understand that love conquers all, and the greatest of everything is love. We often say it, but we don't often live it. That's why every single time I get ready to close my podcast, I end it with love. I try to start it with love, but let's be real, it doesn't always happen. But I definitely make sure I end it with love. The same way I want to do today, y'all. Love can cure everything. Love can move mountains. Love is so strong. It had a whole month dedicated to it, because that's how strong I know love is. I'm trying to get as strong as love. I'm trying to be stronger than love. But what I can do with that right now is to take my strength of love and love y'all. I genuinely love everybody who hears my voice today on this Friday. I love you all 10 times. I love you all 20 times. You are 30 times and more loved. Love can't get no stronger than what I got for y'all. Go out. Don't go out. Take that back. Call somebody. Love them. Your family members inside your house. Love them. Your spouse, significant other. Love them. Love, 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 love. Go on Facebook. Love them. I love being on Facebook now, talking with my coworkers, and especially one. She'll be like, I randomly love you today too. I actually did it in person. I put on a piece of paper, random I love you. And yeah, that was funny within itself. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I don't need to say no names. But love somebody today. Have fun today. Let your hair down. Dye your hair. Cut your hair. Whatever the case may be. Have fun. Have fellowship. Have family time. And have the faith, y'all. We're going to get through this. My name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning. As always, I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.